We're live. I think I figured it out, you guys. Well, I didn't figure anything out. It just worked finally. You guys may have seen I started a live stream maybe 20 minutes ago, 15, 20 minutes ago, and it wasn't working out. So I cut it off because I could only do, the vertical portrait mode, and I don't want to do portrait mode. So I got really frustrated, turned off the live stream. I couldn't put my phone, I can't affix my phone in portrait mode on the tripod that I have, or at least not easily. And anyway, it was a mess, and I got to thinking, well, shoot, if I'm going to do live streams, I'm probably going to have to go to Facebook or Instagram. So I went to both my Facebook and Instagram apps to see if I was having a similar issue with them. And I think I can go landscape mode on both of those live. I'm going to try it because YouTube Lives have really given me a hard time recently. I don't know if it's an issue with their app that they need to fix or what. But anyway, we're rolling now. So let me get to my chat so I can see it. Check test. We're live. I think I figured it out, you guys. Oh, that's quite a delay. Let's reload. Check test. We're live. I think I figured it out. That's not bad. Okay. Okay, I got some folks in chat. Alan, I had the same issues trying live stream lacrosse games. Figured it out, Cliff. Well, again, I didn't figure anything out. It just finally worked right. All right, well, if it's working, it's working. Once I light up, I'll tell you what I'm smoking. There we go. So I'm smoking my Rossi Sitting 8644 shape. I do have a couple of these in stock, but I've got more on the way because since I made my Sitting spotlight video a while back, they've been selling a little bit better, which I'm happy of because I do really like the Sitting series, particularly a couple of shapes, including this one. In it, smoking some Grey Ghost. Now this is a blend, I feel like I say this a lot, there's just so many good blends out there, but this is a blend that sometimes I forget about and neglect that I really, really like. It's Virginia with a bit of cigar leaf. Doesn't taste like a cigar by any means, but it has a few lighter cigar characteristics. But mostly a Virginia with just a little bit of a spin on it from that cigar leaf. Really solid blend. Tastes a bit creamy to me. Sometimes after a smoke of the Grey Ghost, my tongue feels slightly coated, whereas I don't get that from something like Haunted Bookshop, which I smoke primarily these days. But it's not an aromatic. It's just got kind of a creaminess to it. All right, I'm just reading through chat, you guys. My bad. Hate to give you that wide open space there with no talking. This is my first pipe of the day, and here we are at 10 o'clock my time. Leonine, welcome. What do we got? We got 15 now. That's pretty low for my live streams. Then again, I haven't been too entertaining as of yet. I didn't really have anything to share today. Just a quick check-in, so it might not be a long video, but I know it's been 2, maybe 3 weeks since I did a live stream. But again, I do want to address the issues I had earlier when I tried to go live and couldn't. Well, I did go live, but I was in portrait mode and could not fix that. It's like when you go to take the thumbnail, it wants to take the thumbnail in landscape mode. And when you do that, it fixes in landscape mode, so you can't go to portrait mode. Vice versa. I'm saying it wrong. It wants to take the thumbnail in portrait mode, and when you do that, it fixes in portrait mode, so you can't switch to landscape mode. And that I don't want to be in portrait mode. I'm botching this all up. I don't want to be in portrait mode. I want to be in landscape mode all the time. I live life in landscape mode. So if YouTube continues to give me problems like that, because the YouTube app has done that to me a couple of times in the last couple of weeks when I've tried to go live, so I just didn't go live. I thought they might fix it. It's apparently still an issue. And then I just tried it again after trying, I tested Instagram and Facebook lives, and you can apparently go landscape mode in both of those quite easily. So I guess my YouTube app got scared, and when I tried YouTube again, it worked. It behaved. You guys let me know if you would prefer that I went live on Instagram or Facebook. Let me know that in the comments or in the live chat here. There may come a time where I'll have to switch venues, but I do want to continue live streaming on YouTube, because that's where most of you guys found me. That's where my highest subscriber base is by far. I think I might have 2,000 followers on Instagram. I rarely post anything on Instagram. But like I said earlier in this live. I think I'm going to try to go live on both Facebook and Instagram and just see what the features are, see what the ease of use is, see what the response is. Patrick, I think most people do prefer the YouTube live stream from a viewing standpoint and a commenting standpoint. I just wish it weren't so glitchy. Yeah, so I think the consensus is YouTube. But again, I know there's a lot of folks also on Facebook and also on Instagram. It would be great if I could go live on all three. That would be amazing. I don't know of a way to do that, at least not an inexpensive way to do that. Because here at the Pipe Nook, the marketing budget is still shoestring thin. Seems like every new feature I want to add to the website, or I want to, a new thing I want to do with my YouTube videos costs money. And I try to keep it as simple as possible. Because if I set up something elaborate, odds are I'll forget how I did it in 2 months. That seems to be my memory these days. I have like a 2 month memory dump. Where if I'm playing a video game and I don't play it for 2 months, I've completely forgotten the controls, the gameplay mechanics. If I try to do something new on the website and I don't mess with that particular thing for a couple of months, I have to relearn what I did. Yeah, so I have a Zoom account, Patrick. I'll have to look into my settings. I know I can do a Zoom live stream and live stream it on YouTube, but I don't know if I can simultaneously do it on Facebook and Instagram. I'll have to look into that. I was going to cancel my Zoom account because I haven't really been using it all that much for business purposes. But if I can do that, if I can live stream in multiple locations, multiple platforms at the same time, I'll be signing back up for that. Renewing. Prism Live Studio app. No, I haven't even heard of it. So I have to look for that. Does it cost money? And if so, how much? I'll open a tab and look at it when I get off the live stream. Yeah, that's true, Cliff. And less comments all filtered through on the same screen through Zoom or Prism or whatever I'm using. Let's see. Prism Live Studio app. Interesting. I always wonder when things are free, though, how they make their money. But I'll definitely look into the Prism app. Philip, I do intend to, it won't be new tobacco, but I do intend to bring back Peterson pipe tobaccos to the Pipe Nook, as well as McBaron pipe tobaccos. After my drought where I wasn't able to sell pipe tobacco on the website for like a year and a half almost, when I came back with pipe tobaccos, I came back pretty much with Cornell and Deal, GLPs, Savinelli, and Captain Earl's, just those four pipe tobacco brands. But I was carrying Peterson and McBaron before, as well as some Cadre blends, and I hope to bring all three of those back here in the very near future. I will be sending a newsletter out about it when I do that. And I also very soon, and I'm talking in the next week or two, will be introducing a limited amount of bulk tobacco blends on the site. And that'll be Cornell and Deal, because I discovered that whereas some bulk brands you have to like buy 5-pound bags of everything, Cornell and Deal I can do 1-pound bags, which is much more feasible at my level with how much storage I have or don't have. Golly, I wasn't tamping this, and I got it tamped halfway down now. No wonder it didn't stay lit with that last light. Yeah, so Cornell and Deal, I will be introducing the bulk blends of the blends that I currently carry, and that'll be 18 blends that I currently carry in tins. I'll also have available in bulk. Well, the garage isn't the problem so much as my inventory space in my office indoors. But the Cornell and Deal bulk blends will be a test run. We'll see how that goes. It's a lot more work to measure out and fill up little baggies and label the baggies, and it's messy. You get pipe tobacco everywhere as you're measuring things out in a scoop or a funnel, and whatever. Seems like it's going to be time consuming, but I know a lot of you guys would prefer to buy an ounce or two of a tobacco to try it out before you buy it in tins. And many people just stick with bulk blends. Billy's Jokes, what new prices on my pipes are you talking about? I haven't really changed any prices on my pipes. I did run a couple of sales last week, but those were limited engagements. Yeah, Philip, I wish I could do Stokeby. I'll have to look into that and see how it goes with these Cornell and Deal bulks, but I do believe most bulk blends you have to buy 5-pound bags, and that's just not feasible for me. it would take forever for me to get through a 5-pound bag of pretty much anything. As far as my sales level. Cliff Delta's doing good. She's kind of in the doghouse now, so to speak. But yesterday, when I let her out first thing in the morning, she took off like a lightning bolt, and I saw her chasing a rabbit around the backyard. And the family had just talked the day before that we haven't seen any rabbits in the neighborhood to speak of. They used to be all over the place. And we would see them in our backyard all the time. But so Delta saw this rabbit the very next day after we talked about not seeing him. And she chased it around the yard, and the rabbit finally got under the fence. A little area where the fence is rotting, my neighbor's fence to the side. And later that day, I took her back out and wasn't paying attention, and she started clawing at that rotten bottom of that fence board, dug a hole, and when I caught her, she was like shoulder deep under that fence. I thought she was trapped. She was so tight in there. But she knew that's where that rabbit went, and that's where she wanted to be. And she's never tried to dig out from under the fence before. So now I gotta fill in that hole and possibly buy some pavers. It's either that or build my own fence, which that's the neighbor's fence, and I'm hoping she'll build her own fence so we don't have like, two fences side by side. I hate it when that happens. She's rarely there. She visits with her kids a lot out of town for like weeks at a time. So it's hard to catch her to talk about it, but that fence has become an issue now. Doing it wrong, that's interesting, because a lot of people will think the other way around. They'll think, I want to buy an ounce of something to try it. A 2-ounce tin is not expensive you get about 20 to 22 smokes out of it. When you think about it that way, here in the U.S. anyway. I know when I say that, global people, are in a much worse boat than we are as far as taxes and whatnot. Billy's Jokes, I don't recall changing the prices on any Savinelli Roma pipes. You've got me confused. I'm going to have to look at my pricing and make sure I'm not giving them away. Yep. Cliff's gone. Have a good one, Cliff. All of my Peterson Phoenix pipes are out of stock now. I'm waiting on my next shipment, which should have 2 or 3 shapes at least. Maybe up to 5 shapes. I think I've got 5 shapes in total that I'm gonna have in stock sometime this year. But we're still waiting for that shipment. But I don't believe the ADS is going to be one of those shapes. I think those are gone. Let me look. I think the 69 shape is the only one that's going to be coming back that I've had in stock previously, and I'm not ready to announce the new shapes. But yeah, the 69 will be coming back, but the 80S is no more in the Phoenix series. Now I do have it, I believe, in both the Army filter and Dublin filter series from Peterson, as well as the Dracula series if you're okay with non-filtered. I will mention, if you guys didn't see my newsletter from the weekend, I've got those new Peterson Junior pipes in stock. I don't have any out here to show you, but the Junior pipes are more like a nod to the early to mid 1900s style small pocket pipes. I don't think they call them pocket pipes, the Juniors, but that's pretty much what they are. They're pretty small pipes for shorter smokes. Those are, unfortunately for me, non-filtered, so I won't be smoking them because they're non-filtered, but I know a lot of y'all, that doesn't matter so much. Thoughts on Radice pipes? They're beautiful. I haven't found one that's filtered. I can't remember if it was... So I've thought about Radice pipes and Costello pipes, and I kind of get the two confused, but it seems like one or the other of them does make filtered versions of pipes, but they're kind of, you know, not a regular thing. It's, you know, you don't see them a lot. But for me personally, I gotta have the filters. So because I haven't seen either of those in a filtered version that struck my eye, I haven't personally tried one, but they look beautiful, both Radice and Costello. Am I completely, Jonathan, am I completely sold out of Goblin pipes? I thought I had a couple of them in stock. To answer your question, they will be restocked. It's just a matter of time. Rattrays and Peterson, I've had a hard time with things being back ordered. Savinelli to a lesser extent, and Rossi to a lesser extent. All of these companies have had trouble, I think, keeping their production ramped up to the levels they need to be, really. Because I think there's been a bit of a spike in pipe smoking since the global event that shall not be named got started. But of course, as with other industries, the production and acquisition of materials has been the issue. So Peterson and Rattrays, of the brands I carry, they're the ones that I have the most trouble with currently. Hopefully that'll even out. But I do have a Rattrays Goblin 100 Light Smooth Billiard. That's the only one I still have in stock at the moment. That's a short, straight billiard. A little bit beefier in proportions as far as the shank and the bowl than the Junior series that we were just talking about from Peterson. But still what I would call a pocket pipe, that Goblin series. The benefit to the Goblins are They are 9mm filtered. Rossi also makes a series of smaller pipes called the, I want to say Pulcinella, but that's not right. Piccolo, the Piccolo pipes, which are also unfiltered. So currently I've got 3 series of smaller pipes, uh, one of which is 9mm filtered, that Goblin series, which most of them are sold out at the moment, but then the Rossi Piccolo series, which is unfiltered, and the Peterson Jr. series, which is unfiltered. Let me get back to my comments. Doing it wrong. You don't like the Rattray's Ahoy series? Can you give me an indication why? Because I do have some of those in stock. I haven't put them on the site yet. They're also a small series. They come apart easily, like the bowl shank. Well, there's not really a shank, so it's like a bowl and a stem. Comes apart easily for travel. But what don't you like about them? Maybe just too small? Clogs on a regular basis. Hey, Papa Bear. Glad you made it in. Not going to be on much longer. I'll have to see if I get complaints about that when I introduce the Ahoy series. I might have to stop carrying them. But I haven't had that issue yet. With that, that or any Rattray's pipes, but maybe you just got a bad one. It does happen. With all brands. What's happening with the Phoenix pipes? They're just out of stock right now, and they will be going away soon. I would say by the end of the year, probably, I'll have my last shipment of Phoenix pipes. That stem material was a limited engagement. So we're getting to the point of the stem stock, that acrylic rod stock, that there's only certain shapes that we can do with them. And once we run out of that particular rod stock, they're not able to get more of that particular rod stock. So y'all look for a restock of the Phoenix pipes in the future, and hopefully you can grab one before they're gone. But I've got a pretty good bit of them back ordered, and on the way. So, not on the way. They're back ordered. They're hopefully currently being made. Yeah, I've been really happy with that Phoenix series. Um, I've got a couple. Well, I think I've got 4 Phoenix pipes in my personal collection now, but I've got a couple that I really gravitated towards. Those shapes are gone, so they'll remain nameless, but yeah, it's been a really good series. Yeah, this pipe I'm smoking now is a Rossi sitting pipe. It takes 6 millimeter filters. And I use, carry, and recommend the Savinelli 6 millimeter balsa filters. I used to carry the White Elephant 6 millimeter filters, but they don't work as well as the Savinelli 6 millimeters. The 9 millimeters, they work just fine in White Elephant brand, but not the 6 millimeters tend to constrict way too much. I would get complaints about that, and I would have, personally, when I was using them, I'd get the occasional White Elephant 6 millimeter filter that I just couldn't smoke because it was too constrictive. And I don't have that problem with the Savinelli 6 millimeters. Now, my preference is 9 millimeter, but 6 millimeter works just fine in charcoal, and it's not a deal breaker for me. Rossi doesn't make any 9 millimeter versions, at least not as of yet. Doing it wrong, I will look into those Ahoy pipes before I introduce them. If they're that much of an issue, I might just send them back instead of put them on the site, but we'll see. And what I might wind up doing if they present those kinds of problems, that Rattray's Ahoy series we're talking about, I may give them away if I can't return them, or blow them out really cheap and just say you can't use them with a filter, which would be a shame since they're engineered and drilled to be used with filters. Mm. Philip, it depends on how wet the smoke, how moist your tobacco is. I try my best not to smoke overly, moist tobaccos. I try to let my stuff dry out, excuse me, before I smoke it. That helps with not bogging down a filter halfway through. But it also just depends on how wet a smoker you are. and how big the bowl is. Papa Bear, I smoke mainly a few Boswell's aromatics. I would like to branch out from aromatics. I've tried English blends without success. Any Virginia blends you would suggest? Y'all help him out there. I think I'm at the bottom of this bowl. Well, I'm smoking Papa Bear Grey Ghost, which is primarily Virginia. It's got a little bit of light cigar leaf in it. But you could also try Cornell and Deal's Yorktown, which is a Virginia ribbon. Briar Fox from Cornell and Deal is a really good Virginia Burley. Donnie says, I see people like rubber bits on the stems of their pipes, and I see you sell them. Can you explain why you would want to use them? Well, every one of my pipes, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Let me wipe off my spit. But at the end of every stem on every pipe that I smoke, I've got a little bit of tooth chatter because I clench my pipes, like this. So over time, you're going to wind up with tooth chatter, some indentations, some scratches from your teeth. This one, there we go. You see that? That's my typical tooth pattern right there, where I clench my pipe between two teeth on the side. That's why some people prefer to use those rubber bits. They're just protecting their stems from damage. I personally don't like the feel of them, so I don't use them, and I just deal with the fact that all my pipes have that pattern, my personal pattern. But yeah, that's what they're for. It makes the pipe, it makes the stem feel almost twice as thick on the end, which some people also like, but I don't. But that's why I sell them, and that's why people use them. If you place an order, you could buy a 2-pack for a couple, $3, whatever it is. I think they're $2 or $3, and just see if you like them. I've had some people buy, 24 of those things at one go, so they could use them on all their pipes. So they do have their advocates. Oh, penny farthing from GLPs. That's a really good one. And kind of rare that it's a shag cut. You don't see a whole lot of shag cuts these days. Unless you're buying that cheap pipe tobacco that's really roll your own tobacco at the at the discount smoke shops. But the penny farthing is a high quality shag tobacco. GLP's Burnside. I've never personally tried it. Let's see. Burnside. I'm not seeing Burnside. Did you mean Bankside? I do carry Bankside. Bankside, yep. I do carry Bankside. That's a fairly new blend from GLPs. But I do have that in stock. Yeah, my rat race pipes are, I'm pretty low on rat race stock right now. But hopefully I'll be getting more in soon. I'll definitely, when I do a big restock like that, hopefully it'll be a large restock because I'm, like I said, fairly low on rat race pipes at the moment, but I'll be sure to send out an email. I'm completely sold out of the old Gallery series from Rattray, and those have been back ordered for some time now. Well, my pipe is out, you guys, and we're closing in. We're over 45 minutes, so I think I'm gonna cut it short here. Not really short. I try to aim for 30 minutes, and I always go above that. But we're going to end the live stream, and we will chat with you guys soon. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.